recording started. I'm going to stop this for now. There we go. All right. I've got someone. I'm going to see if I can't help us get a little quiet here. I think we're okay. Good. All right. So prepare for sitting. Get the feet firmly planted or well established under you as a base, however you sit. And for some of you, you're not sitting, but be watchful because when you do not intention, beginning with your physical posture, we know for sure that mind is going to wander more. So however you are, sitting or lying, make sure that you establish yourself in a physical posture. Don't just be flumping. And I'll leave it to you to know the difference. But for those of us who are sitting, get our feet set, find that beautiful angle of the lower and upper leg. Let the legs be hip width apart so that there is not falling in or out. Rest the weight of the body in the hips. And with a good in-breath, breathing in, and then breathing out, we let the whole body settle. Making contact with the spine. And just for a moment, feeling the nature of that spine. It is fluid. It is not stiff or rigid. It is moving every moment, actually. Just inviting a very light, universal sway. And then as you stop that sway, see if you notice that the truth is, with the breath itself, you continue the movement and the sway. The natural breath moves you forward and back, left and right, up and down. And we let it happen. We use even this as a moment of awe, as a moment of awakening. Feeling the uprightness of the head. Letting the hands be receptive, engaged. Feeling their aliveness. Breathing naturally. And with the next in-breath, big in-breath, breathing down the front of the body, softening as we go. Releasing into their natural grace, the forehead, the eyes, the cheeks, and the jaw. Letting your natural beauty radiate out. No pursing lips, no pressure. Be who you are right here. Let the throat be open, feeling the breath as it moves in and out. Do not try to control it. It is bigger than you. Surrender, says Wendell Berry. But we do not collapse in the surrender. This is where we take our seat. We take a stand. We establish ourselves in the present moment. We are alive and here and awakening. Breathing down into the chest, feeling the beating of your own heart. Remembering that there is a limited number of breaths and heartbeats, and make this resolve to be present for them all. to awaken with each one. And then begin with just this one. Breathe down into the belly. Find a place of ease, of naturalness, and commit yourself wholeheartedly. There is a quick profit. It is this being alive and knowing. May we offer all of this to the end of suffering, to the promise for love, compassion, connection, happiness, and ease. Calling that special one to mind, offering everything to them. Each breath. May we offer this practice to the special one and to all beings everywhere, in all directions, without exception. Omitting none, freeing us all. And so finding a place in the body to rest the mind. If it's possible in the breathscape, somewhere between that sternum and the hip bones, if you can find a place there. Making contact with each breath. Waking up, remember we just made a commitment with each one. We're going to take a few moments to simply steady the mind. Do not put pressure on yourself. It happens in its own time. Just feeling as directly, as immediately as you can. The experience of the breath, and see if you can shorten any space between you, the breather, and the breath itself. Just become the breathing. No one breathing. and we smile at the opportunity to be alive this one breath with whatever is in it. A long breath or a short one, smooth or jagged, cool or warm, we open to them all. And we noticed a squirmy mind like a little toddler, restless, looking for its own freedom. And we actually can just create enough space, kind of like a nice big playpen, where no matter where that mind goes, we have the attention available right now on the breath. And we don't struggle. A thought arises, and then the breath. The sound appears, and then the breath. At the beginning of this practice, this shamatha or calm abiding practice, the way to begin, we notice that it requires discipline, intention, strong determination. We commit ourselves again and again, unconditionally, no matter what happens in the mind. We commit to the breath. With each out breath, with each in breath, we become familiar. We get to know the home base as the breath itself. With each breath, we begin to take off the mistaken disguise. We no longer forget that we are not these thoughts. We are not this body. We rest in the knowing of all of these things, the breath, the body, the thoughts, all emotions, as momentary fireworks, brilliant display. But we commit ourselves to the direct contact, physical experience, the knowing of the breath. And then we can use the breath itself, not only the medium of the breath, we can use the very uh, joyful, easeful, relaxed breaths when they come, the present moment breath, the awakening breath, the breath where we are truly present and open. We can begin to breathe that breath when we find one. Oh, there's an easeful breath. May we offer this to the end of suffering. We can simply send it out. Let it be like that fine mist of metta, karuna, love, and compassion. In fact, that's what it is. May this easeful breath be a benefit to the end of suffering. And find your little pith phrase. May I offer this? May this offer relief. May this be a benefit. And even right here, we are no longer breathing for oneself. We've just blown open the doors on this awakened heart mind. We're breathing that beautiful breath, that easeful breath, that nourishing breath for all beings, and sending it out. This moment of awakening, may all awaken. For some of you, phrases will work well. For others of you, the language pulls you back into thinking, not very helpful. See if you can touch into the radiant, easeful, boundless nature of the good heart. And on the out breath, simply radiate that light out. Letting it be the good medicine, the healing balm. As my son said in the second grade, the genie. Yes. Everything good, everything of benefit. We offer it on the out breath. My comfortable knees, my pleasant temperature, this comfortable seat, whatever I can make contact with, it will happen naturally. You don't have to go hunting. Just stay in the breath and see what comes. May this be a benefit. Each out breath. With each out-breath, we dissolve a layer of the small self, the self-referencing, the ego clinging and craving is loosened and dissolved each out-breath. We become bigger, more spacious, more boundless. We no longer are defined by the skin of the body, by the problem, the trouble, only by the beauty, the healing powers and energy of the out-breath. May this be a benefit. And then we can move from this universal breath to a very specific one. You can then begin to breathe out specifics for specific people. Once we have made good contact and are in the practice of sending out the good with each out breath, and we just let people naturally come to mind. They're residing here in the heart. We can send strength, patience, comfort, love and kindness, perseverance, patience, clarity, wisdom, discernment. Everything is possible, and you give it freely. Take it all. And we do not need to be fearful of running out. There's no such thing. All the love that I have been gifted, I breathe it out. May this be a benefit. May it relieve suffering. May it contribute to the good. Breath by breath. There can be no solidness here. It will only inhibit, impede, and get in the way. We continue to dissolve this idea of the self sitting here. We send it out. We exchange it easily and openly with each breath. May whatever I have be yours. Including this breath. And then the heart mind becomes as big or bigger than the sky. We can only feel its boundless reality. There is no location. I would invite this practice first. Sending out the good, may it be of benefit. Whatever we have, whatever you make contact with, this breath, along with this breath. Sending out relief, goodness. May this be a benefit. And then we can turn towards the contraction, the grip, the challenges, the difficulties, the pain, the loss, the grief and sorrow. They're also part of this world, this life, this human condition. And I'm not going to try to architect them or fabricate them. They're right here. And so we just continue to rest in the breath until we confront a moment of challenge. It may be a recollection, it may be a present moment difficulty. They're all really the same because it's here. And then we begin to use the in-breath and we breathe it in. May this relieve the suffering. May I take this in for myself and all beings. Right now, there isn't a particular negative. I'm recollecting others who are in suffering that's just coming to mind. And so I'm breathing in for them. May I relieve Chris's grief. May I relieve someone's fear. May I relieve our own self-doubt, our confusion, our habit for self-loathing. May I take every moment of believing we are not enough. May I breathe it in. And may I send out relief. May you see who you really are. And we want to make this exchange equal. We don't want to just take it in and forget about it. It's not helpful. We take it in, and by that very willingness, we are transmuting and transforming. And we gather up all the good, the very wish for the relief. The protection, the safety, the love, the warm blanket, the good cup of coffee. Whatever we can muster, we gather it up and we send it out. And then I'd like us to call a specific difficulty to mind. Maybe a pained moment, a confused moment, a conflicted moment, a moment of blame or shame, even a moment of, again, self-judgment. We turn towards it. We open and embrace it. We take it in. We make room in our own radiant good hearts. We invite it in and home. Like taking the hand of the lost child. We're all, in moments, lost children. We are also the protector. And so we breathe in the fear, the confusion, the shame, and we breathe out love. May this be of benefit. And with each in-breath, may we remember, I take this in for all beings and this one. And if you feel an achiness, a tightness, a contraction in your own heart, you can actually offer this to yourself. Can I feel this fully for all beings? And send out courage, love, wisdom, awakening. May it be of benefit. And sometimes I don't even know what I'm sending. I'm just sending what is needed. I don't always know what I'm taking in, except that I know it's suffering. I know it's painful. I know it's hard. I know this to be true of the human condition, not just me and not just this other. May I take this in and relieve this suffering. And then we invite everything into the radiant heart. We let the medium of the breath, in its freedom, in its naturalness, just be breathed into the radiant heart and be breathed out. Let everything ride in the breath. All suffering and all relief. In each breath moment, there is a way to contribute. And may this practice help us do so. May we all have happiness and the causes for happiness. May we be free from all pain and suffering. May we take great joy at our good fortune and wish this good fortune for others. May we rest in this vast, wide, empty, and open space of the radiant and awakened heart mind. Free from greed, from hatred, and from confusion. Take a moment and stretch a little bit. So today what I think I want to do based on that practice is just talk about the challenges. And you can chat in or come online, whatever feels workable for you. And let's talk about where we notice it's working and not working for ourselves. And I'll start that by saying one of the things I notice myself is that in my busyness, if I don't really pause several times, really fairly continuously throughout the day, I can get caught in really momentum building, task positive network, this mind that's got things to do and accomplish and tasks and have to get done, and really takes me, no matter how loving the actions, no matter what my ultimate wish and aspiration for them is, I can really get lost, and I notice this. And so I've got a little thing on my phone now that beeps every couple of minutes, just as a way of helping me wake up to, yes, how do I make contact with the truth of suffering and the offering, and find my way back to the breath for just a few breaths, and either take in or offer, or both, depending on what's available to me. And when I do that, I have to say, things go well, even when it's difficult. Yesterday, as an example, we were practicing the forgiveness, and I was really taking in this lack of forgiveness that I have felt for a long time. And it was achy and hard, and my back hurt, and I could feel the contraction, but I could stay in the breath. I could just keep breathing it in and offering relief. And I have to say at the end, though I was also exhausted from it, I also felt terrific relief. And so that's just an example. You tell me. I hear someone live, so maybe someone's here and wants to offer something or talk about their challenge. No, thank you. Someone asked if September 11th is Friday, we're going to be doing the all day on Saturday. That would be the 12th. Yes, still shaken by the practice from yesterday. Me too. Me too. I don't want to use the word shaken anymore. I feel really much more greater relief, but it definitely does go into the corner of the cobwebs, this forgiveness practice. And can we breathe that for ourselves? Can we breathe in relief and send out our forgiveness as best we can? Chris, you'll have a real opportunity. Chris is saying the grief isn't so much his, but the grief that he does feel is for his family. His father, for example, who lost a life partner. And we know something about this. And so we can breathe that in, because boy, doesn't it touch us? We know what it feels like to lose someone we love. And we can send out the wish of relief on that. And it will be, this practice will be of great benefit to you tomorrow as you're making contact with that suffering and wishing for the end of that suffering. So yes, sometimes it's not ours in a moment, and it is all of ours in a lifetime. It is all of ours. We all are going to confront this, called the loss of love, the loss of a loved one, the loss of all we hold dear, says the suttas. What else?
For me, it's prioritizing. Really self-assuredness that, yes, this I need to be doing. I need to do by painting. I need to water the garden, but prioritizing and then really feeling good. I just have a lot of papers and clutter, and it's like, oh, I don't need this. I really don't need this.
Yeah, that's right. It's really true for all of us, Dennis, I have to say. But there is a way to use everything. So thank you. Because when we're watering the garden, for example, can we breathe in the thirst for all that is thirsty? And can we breathe out moisture? Can we breathe out the healing water for all that is thirsty? for all that is right. You can use every moment, even our moments of activity and action, as an opportunity as you're standing there. May all, all be moistened and watered in this life. And, you're ironing. May all, that is knotted up or crinkled, or may it be relieved. May I send this, may this be of benefit. There is no action that is not available as the healing and good medicine. It's just to remember to do it and not just get caught in the watering, the ironing, the straightening. This is where the challenge is, and that's what I was saying. I can get just lost in the task and forget that I can use that very thing. I was pouring myself some tea. Can I pour it for all beings? Can this be a benefit? Can I send that blessing out to everyone on the out breath, not just my tea, right? And how to remember? Well, the slogans say, practice with everything. That's one of the slogans. Practice with everything. Whatever you're doing, open it wider, make it available to all beings, breathe it out, whatever its benefit. Whatever its difficulty, breathe it in. I hate ironing. Can I breathe it in for all those who are in a task they just don't like and they don't want to do, and that they feel is a waste of time, or they don't see the benefit, or it's just hard. Can I breathe that in? And the answer is yes. And then the truth is, on the medium of the breath, we use everything. We don't in any way distinguish any longer between, well, this is where my practice is, but this is where the task is. No, everything is used. Everything you're doing, every practice moment, every not practice, no such thing, where you're in tasking can be used. And so then the priority is every moment, every breath. I can breathe in the goodness, send out the goodness, and breathe in the challenge. And in the forgiveness practice, which by the way will be up today, I believe, for those of you who haven't seen it, I would take a look at it. It was very powerful for all of us, and also fairly challenging. I had to make contact with some moments where I have not been so forgiving, and mostly of myself. But of course that extends, as we know, beyond the self to include others. Can I recognize this and be willingly taking it in for the benefit of myself, all those and me who have not found the way to forgiveness, and send that forgiveness, that open heart out. Yes, you will enjoy that practice. It'll be on the website today. Beautiful, Annika. Yes, we do make contact with our anger, our conceit, our regret, our sorrows, our remorse, our self-judgments, our self-loathing, and we can use that too. So right there, bang, right in the middle of contacting it. Yes, the truth is suffering. Can I use this? Can this be a benefit? Can I breathe it in? Even this. Not propagating the storyline. We have to be a little bit careful there. It's not to make it, because I'm so deserving. This is that punishment idea. We're actually doing it for our own relief. That's the point of the breath work, is actually for our very relief, the opposite of being punishing, so that you caught it as beautiful, that you're recognizing that there's a punishing, self-condemning quality in it, and that we can loosen and lighten up even right there. Anthony, I just saw you on. Did you want to say something?
No. I had when that silver alert came through, it somehow like disconnected audio from Zoom. So I had been sitting in silence for a good half of your dialogue, your monologue here. I saw you talking and I had to sign out and sign back in. That's all. It was cool. It extended my meditation.
Can we use that too?
Mhm.
See, there it is. Thank you. Can we use that too? For getting disconnected from everything, not knowing what the hell we're doing, not being sure that we know the way, being pretty sure we don't know the way, being distressed that we can't hear what's going on. You know, it doesn't matter, does it? Can we use the truth of this, the contraction of this? Can we breathe that in, making the wish that this too can be of benefit? Can I feel for all those others just like me, who don't know what the hell is going on, who can't figure out the way to get reconnected? And can I use this moment right here, this one, to be of benefit? And yes, the answer is yes. I can breathe out the good news, not only for myself, but others who can't figure out what the hell's going on, or got caught in the storm, who didn't know the way, who got disconnected and or lost. Yeah, using everything. Another beautiful example when you didn't even intend it, Anthony, right there. I felt an overwhelming feeling of pain in my heart, of others suffering, so much so I was brought to tears. Yes, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's really making contact with the truth. There is the truth of suffering in this life. It is not bigger than you, is the one caution. It is yours as well, because it is mine. But there is also the other, and that's why they say be equal in the breath. Don't just take in the suffering. This is deadly. We'll all collapse, won't we, over that? We take it in and we send out the radiant heart, the open space. We find our way back into it. We open up, because then we get contracted, stifled. We're going to choke ourselves literally in suffering and claustrophobia to death. But the tears themselves, I have to say, yeah, I think it's true. I think we get to cry for the pain in this world, for ours and others, and then no distinction, the truth of suffering in this human life. And may this outbreath be a benefit. May my very acknowledgement be a benefit. Yeah, I hope they find the older adult who is lost. That would be all of us also. There we are. We're all lost. You know, I've got my lost moments. You've got yours. And we're all finding the way together. And of this, I'm absolutely certain. If I've got one moment of breath compass, I'm contributing something. And what I do know is propagating aggression, propagating ill will, propagating I and other cannot be the way. And so what do I do on that out breath? I open it back up. Yeah, diving under the huge wave. Yeah, and that wave is actually just suffering, and just beneath is the wide, vast open, and above, it's everywhere really. And how to keep remembering. So the question I have for you now is, how are you going to remember? Take a moment and reflect on that. How are you going to remember that every breath is the practice? Every breath, literally. How are you going to remember? I had to set a timer, a little click on my phone. I've been doing this for 25 years and I couldn't remember. I noticed a whole half hour would go by, lost in the task. Not that the task was the wrong one, but that the open heart of it, the whole reason I was doing it got lost for a moment. Timer idea. Yeah, slow the fuck down. No kidding. That's a biggie, Leanne. We better get a hold of it. And if you're in the breath, you can't go faster than the breath. It's a natural metronome, isn't it? In and out. and in and out. When I was doing walking meditation, particularly Sunday, I was really staying, I've been practicing a while now, so I was very engaged with the breath. And I noticed there was no continuous walk. It was placement, out breath, nothing. 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 Oh, beginning of the in-breath. And the out-breath, nothing. And it took probably 5 times as long to walk that same lane that I had been walking when I actually paid attention to the metronome of the breath. It's a beautiful practice, and it will slow you down naturally. Stay in contact with the metronome of the breath. It has its own universal natural meter and will slow you down beautifully. We can also just stop doing whatever we're doing, and if it is a benefit, make the offering, and if it is difficult, take it in. This will slow it down as well. All right, I'm going to check in, see if there's anything more. This is our practice this week, finding a way to remember to make contact with the breath in the sending and taking. Continuous practice. Practice is everything. There is no one more than the other. It's all usable. It's all valuable. It's all available. We just have to wake up. I want to hear next Tuesday how you found a way to remember and the, I'm sure, creative ways that you will find. It's important that you begin to inquire because otherwise we end up being these human doings, don't we? Lost in the task and have forgotten the whole point. Yes, the politics currently, the violence, divisiveness, the realities of inequality that have been here forever, that we're all making contact with, so critical that we wake up in this way, so critical. We've been asleep for so long. And I am grateful. I am grateful. I am breathing in the truth of suffering that has been required of us to finally begin to wake up. And I'm sending out that awakening. May we all awaken and be free from all those afflictions and the divisiveness that we have had to make contact with, my own and others. Let's just sit for a moment together as we close the day, finding your way to the body and breath here. And whatever you've made contact with, using it. So based on my remembering the difficulties in the world, in our own country right now, the realities of racism, of inequality, of hatred, of greed, I'm just breathing it in and sending out the wish for freedom. May I use this, the truth of this suffering, to invite the relief. And if you're having an easeful breath, sending it out. If you're having a choky breath, breathe it in. Transform it by your very awareness. I can feel the contraction in my own heart and belly at the truth of our suffering. And I'm breathing it in. Sending out the wish that this be a benefit. The wish for skillful action, the wish for unity, the wish for peace. The wish that we remember our interconnection. May we all be happy, free from suffering, rejoicing in our blessings, and have the strength, the perseverance, the commitment to continue to practice with everything, breath by breath. I am grateful to you, to the Sangha, to the Dharma, and to all awakened ones. May they continue to be a resource for us all. Thank you, and blessings to you all. I look forward to practicing with you this Saturday. We'll be moving forward in the mind trainings, so be prepared. We'll start talking about that. I'll be sending out the new chapter. Blessings and love to you all. May you all be well. Thank you. See you soon.